Hey guys! So it is December 6th. It's my sister's birthday. She actually went home yesterday. She had been here for Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, for 4 nights, which was really nice. And we got to spend time with her. It was kind of cool because she got to like stay here, and when she stays here she sleeps in the girls bedroom, and she like she hangs out with the kids like all night long, and then they go to bed, and then in the morning she wakes up early and like comes and hangs out with us, and it's awesome. I don't get to see her all the time, really, at all, so because she lives about 7.5 hours away, so it's really good. And the last couple of visits, like she actually came in right before we moved out of the house and like was hanging out with me and the girls as we were getting kind of things ready and stuff. But the last couple of visits before that, they were like family visits. We used to live in the town, like with my dad's. The house we grew up in was literally around the corner from the house that Amber and I sold this summer. So my parents, after Katrina, that house got pretty much destroyed, and they didn't have the type of insurance, they didn't have enough flood insurance to take care of it. So they winded up buying another house about 30 minutes from where we are now, and about an hour and a half away from where we all grew up. And they kept the house that was right around the corner from us, and my dad worked on it himself. He did as much as he could do himself over like a decade, and then they sold the house. So right before that, the couple of years before that, my sister had come in, and when she would come in, it just was easier to do holidays at that house because there was more room, it was empty, and we lived right around the corner, so everybody could actually kind of be together. But it created this kind of weird dynamic where like everybody was kind of together all the time for a week, and the relationships get strained. They're kind of quirky and weird. I'm sure you've picked that up as I've spoken about things. I try my best to be respectful to everybody else who is not on this channel, but I also try to like honestly explain what we're going through. And so I think you've probably picked up that some things are really strained that we dealt with. My brother's addiction, my mom drinking, like there was a lot that we grew up with, and then as adults we dealt with. And so all of a sudden, to be in the house that we were children in and extended periods of time like exposed to each other, those nerves just get really raw and like ugly kind of. And I'm not really talking about me and my sister, I'm talking more about like the parent child dynamic. So this visit was a visit where she actually came in, and because that is not available, it was almost like the guilt of not wanting to extend that visit with the entire family was kind of removed, because it's like, well, how can we do that? We're not even that close together. And she didn't have a vehicle, so I picked her up, she stayed with us, and then we did a surprise party for my mom. She turned 60, and like she didn't know that my sister was in town, so that was a surprise, and it was kind of like, see, yay, and she was like happy to see her, and like everybody was really happy, and there was such a short exposure that it really didn't have time to go sideways, and that was really nice. It was really good. It was, I think, very, very good for me to have my sister here, because, and this is what this video is really about, I have been dealing with a tremendous amount of anxiety. And I know myself enough to know that like the anxiety is like a self-defeat. It's like the minute I say I'm happy, extraordinary, if I say it out loud, extraordinary anxiety will well up, and I become convinced, not really, but like so scared of something horrible happening. The minute that things are okay, I am freaking out because they can't possibly stay that way. Like that kind of stuff, like who gets to be happy? All you ever hear is tragic stories. And then once I get into that place, my brain starts to pick up on like every commercial that's for medication or every like thing, like, and it's like, oh my God, it starts to like tick, 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 and really just will drive me crazy. And I think that I dealt with a lot of it at the beginning of last year, apparently I was dealing with it during my birthday. I found a journal I had kind of started. So apparently I was dealing with it around 35, like when I turned 35. And then it kind of faded away, and it really came back in like March of this year, March, April. I'm sure like we were dealing with trying to sell the house, and we were like really, we were under a lot of stress, and the anxiety just started to like eat me alive. I was scared I was just so scared to even live. And that's the thing. It like all these thoughts come in, and it's like all of a sudden like I have this extraordinary anxiety that I'm not gonna make it. But then it's like, but you're not even living because you're just sitting here so scared of everything. And I'm aware of that, but I can't get out of that. It's a really strange situation. So I think that November came, and I was feeling really, really good. And I had a plan, and I had an art plan, and I had a gym plan, and I had all of this stuff just lined up, and it was like, no, it's going to be fantastic. And I fell apart. Like, I just fell apart. And it's like a self-defeating type of thing, like, okay, I'm gonna eat clean and I'm gonna feel good, and I'll eat clean and I'll feel good, and then that night I'm like, why wasn't I hungry? What's wrong? What's wrong with my stomach? Like, why, like, oh, when you have a loss of appetite, like, what does that mean? Like, type of situation. Stop it, Pepe. Stop. That's not okay, and that's like, it's like, what are you talking about? You ate good food and you controlled your appetite and you happen to have a good day. That doesn't equal something's wrong. Or like if I have a random pain, or a random like ache, it's like, oh, what is that, why? Like, I don't know, it's been very just overwhelming and like stifling, to the point where, I mean, honestly, like, I feel bad because my poor wife has been like burning the candle at both ends just to keep the house somewhere near manageable, because I kind of just shut down. I mean, I have to school the kids and they have to eat. So it's like, I'm not just rotting away in my bed, but I'm only just above that. Like, I have just like, am I treading water? Yes, but in a little bit more, because I have to be able to function for the kids to go to school, and I have to be able to function so that they get taken care of, and that is priority, and that keeps my head above water. But other than that, everything else just kind of goes to the wayside and kind of falls apart. And I feel like if I didn't have them, I might not even get out of bed for like 3 weeks. It's a really strange thing. I do think that, along with my own anxieties there, and I do not doubt this at all, I know that I'm an empath, that I pick up on other people's stress and other people's feelings. And for a long time in my life, I just would like shut down and like feel nothing, because it was like, I can't open it and feel a little bit, and keep out the other stuff. And then it was kind of like, but that's no way to live. Like, I want to love and laugh and be happy and be connected for real. But then you struggle with, how much do you let in? And I tend to be kind of okay with that. And also, moving out to where you're in a more rural setting is kind of nice. There's not as many people, but I don't know. You may or may not be from America. And if you're not from America, you might or may not pay attention. But we had an election this year, and the stress level of everybody, regardless of what side they were on, regardless of anything, the stress level is insane. So I think that it was actually like the day before the election that I started to feel really sick with anxiety, and it just kept going. Like, it just kept getting jacked and jacked and jacked. And you might notice, but I have spoken less on Facebook. I haven't been around as much on Facebook. I mean, I have posted here and there, but not quite as much, because every time I get on Facebook, people are talking about the election. And I understand that there's a purpose to speech. Like, I am very purposeful to the things like that I will post if it's not personal. Like, if, like, for instance, they had the whole obituary for the Great Barrier Reef, and I was like, you guys have to look at that, because the reef is not dead, and you're posting misinformation that's leading people to think that there's nothing to be done. And I understand that there is still things to be done, that there are like Senate seats that are up for bid, that there are more elections, that instead of just shutting down and being like, oh, for the next 4 years we're screwed, or for the next 4 years we're happy, there's like the 2-year seats and the long-term plans that have to be made. I get it. But instead of like giving people information, it's like everything is worst case scenario, is like the end of the world. And it's like, I can't take it. Like, it's like, I needed to breathe. And I feel like I kind of did okay with getting myself away from that, but I can't get out my own head sometimes, and it's been really hard. And then on top of that, I have one of my daughters who deals with anxiety on and off, depending on what's going on. And I try my best to keep it from her, because it's hard not to feel somewhat guilty and responsible for that. Like, because it's like, am I doing such a bad job? Like, she's paying attention. Does she catch it from me? Am I like making her feel the way that the world makes me feel? Like, I don't know. So that then compounds, like, not only can I not calm down, because as soon as I start to feel a little better, she's needing reassurance, and so I'm giving her the reassurance and feeling like, am I right? I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of feeds itself, but also it's just the endlessness of it. So it's just been really, really hard. And I feel like my sister coming in, like, my poor wife she assures me every step of the way, and she's like that perfect balance of like, babe, and like, it's okay, you know, like that perfect mix. But still, I think having my sister here was just really good for like my heart and soul, and for like distractions for like the girls and for me. So it was like, it kind of broke the cycle that we had kind of gotten stuck in. Wiley, stop it. So that was really good. It was really fun, and we stayed really busy with the party planning, and it just was good. And I feel a lot better, and I feel like I definitely need to do better for me, and I need to try to stay out of that place. And I think I'm gonna look into like talk therapy, maybe. Like, I don't know, I have a really hard time with a therapist, but I think that might be something I need to maybe look into, because I feel like it can't all just be on my wife. I mean, she's amazing, but it can't just all be on her. Like, she needs to be able to break down and have her moments, and, you know, everybody needs that. And I need to figure out how to like focus myself better, and to like stop that spiral when it starts, because it's not healthy and it's not good. And I have the right to live the life that like is already mine, and I have the right to live happily. And I do think I have done some reading and some research, and I do think that the inability to be happy is rooted in a childhood with alcoholism in your childhood. So I think that is something that I can read about, and I can go, I see myself in that, and that makes sense to me. But how to apply it and how to really break out, I'm not 100% sure, and I don't want to perpetuate like anxiety, and I don't want to make it worse. And me getting tools can only result in the kids having tools if they need them. So that's something I really need to take seriously. And I feel good about those steps. Like, so I'm happy about that. Along with that, along with health stuff, what you looking for, baby? Peace. Along this? Yes. Along with health stuff, there's also my teeth. Like, I've gotten my teeth worked on, and I have one tooth left that has a root canal that needs to get done, a root canal crown, and I'll be done with that in January. The kids are getting their teeth worked on, and like it's just kind of time to like do all this stuff. We went to the eye doctor and we worked on that, and it's just kind of time to like invest, stop, and get all that stuff done. So that's where we're at. I do plan on seeing you guys more. I need to make more art, like, for myself. I got a dishwasher getting put in. I think that's going to make a difference in the kitchen. What's wrong? Maybe not getting put in?
I need to go get a report tonight.
Tonight? You want me to go?
Okay.
I mean, you don't want to go, right?
That's not it.
There's a dishwasher getting put in. There's some, like, just a lot of stuff that's going to be happening. We're going to be getting out of one of the storage. We have 2 storage units left. There's going to be 1 storage unit that we're getting out of. We're building a storage bed in one kid's room. There's a loft bed and some shelves going into another kid's room. Like, we have a plan, and it's kind of at that place where it's starting to get worked on. And then we have chickens coming probably February, March, which that's going to be, I think, really nice. I miss them terribly. I think the kids miss them. Everybody's feeling like very much like that's going to kind of start us on the path that we want to be on, of like animals and farming and just that kind of stuff. So I feel like life is coming together, and if I can get my head out of the self-defeating anxiety, then I can enjoy it and help it come along even further, and that would be fantastic. So that's where I have been, and that's what's been going on. And I do plan on seeing you guys more. I really wasn't making videos. I did not do anything. Like, I didn't make any art. I didn't like blog. I didn't vlog. I didn't do, like, I was completely shut down. Like, and it was not good. Like, I mean, well, not completely. Like I said, I got the kids going, but that was it. So I feel like, I don't know, maybe part of me has to like do more journaling, because reading that, it's so weird, because I get to that place and I feel like it's never been this bad, and my wife has been like, you have felt this before and you get better, and I'm like, no, what if not? But but it really is true. I have been here before. I have gotten better, and I need to remember that and not even let it take me all the way down. That's the goal. So that's what I've been dealing with, and that's where I'm at. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope your Christmas season is coming along, your holiday season is coming along fantastically. I do plan on interacting more. That is my goal. And I will talk to you guys later.